Welcome to the crooked court systems of Emmett County. Here you're going to hear how the gentleman that saved the Bergman Center is in prison, and how the gentleman that was going to burn down the Bergman Center in Charlevoix, Michigan is most likely going to walk away scot-free. Why? All because a state trooper had a personal vendetta against the informant. How can I prove this? I have an audio tape of the informant's attorney that states a lot of information, how the Judge Johnson, how the prosecutor, Dwayne Beach, and how this state trooper managed to railroad this informant because they had a vendetta against him. Now let me explain the story to you. The informant that saved the Bergman Center was supposed to testify on a case regarding a drug dealer. He refused to testify on this case because he did not remember a lot of the stuff dealing with the case. This pissed off basically the police department, the state trooper. The state trooper stated to him that he would get him if he had to break the law to do so. Well, congratulations to the state trooper. You got your man. Now, you sent somebody to prison over $63.79, costing us taxpayers hundreds of thousands of dollars, all for a vendetta. Yet a true criminal that was going to burn down the Bergman Center is probably going to walk away scot-free. But you got your man. You got your vendetta. Congratulations. Now, let me explain the entire story. Because this state trooper had a vendetta against the informant, he went to Walmart to review some tapes. Walmart did not believe they had a case. They did not pursue this issue. The police officer, the state trooper, is the one that pursued this issue because they had a vendetta against this informant. They managed to have a video that shows the informant leaving Walmart with something in his hand. Well, they accused him of stealing merchandise. This has not been proven either way. Like I said, Walmart did not even feel they had anything, but the state trooper managed to put this together. Now, the merchandise was returned to Walmart because there was not a receipt. Walmart's policy is to give you a gift card. Because they give you a gift card, that changed the whole scenario. Now, there is a law written for fraudulent transaction devices. This law was written regarding credit cards. Well, they managed to use this law, and because it was a gift card, charged the informant with using a fraudulent transaction device. Tried to get him for attaining a fraudulent transaction device along with several other felonies. Well, the story is, I don't care if he did steal it. Does not matter. It's $63.79. If that's that important to you, State Trooper Judge Johnson and Dwayne Beach, I will send you the $63.79. I'm sure there's hundreds and thousands of taxpayers out here that would be glad to send you that $63.79 rather than pay hundreds of thousands of dollars because you've got a personal vendetta. Now, this is how the whole story goes. The Bergman Center gentleman that was going to burn down the Bergman Center is probably going to walk away scot-free because the informant is not going to testify against him. That means a true criminal, somebody that was going to cost the taxpayers hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars to burn down a building that is owned by basically the taxpayers. It's a nonprofit organization. This Bergman Center takes care of mental and physically handicapped people. It gives these people a place to go, a place to play, a place to work, a place for them to get together. It's a sanctuary for the mentally disabled. This gentleman was going to burn down this building, yet because Emmett County had a personal vendetta against the informant, he is probably going to walk away scot-free. We're going to put a true criminal back out in the streets, all because a state trooper had a personal vendetta. I have an audio recording of the informant's attorney stating how they railroaded him. And if you would like to hear this tape, I would be more than happy to send it to you. But I think it's time that we stand up against Emmett County and Northern Michigan court systems that do what they want to do in order to get their man. We need to tell Judge Johnson he needs to step down from the bench. We need to tell Prosecutor Dwayne Beach that he needs to step down. You need to write these people at 200 Division Street, Petoskey, Michigan, 49770. Phone number 231 area code 348-1748. We need to let Judge Johnson know and we need to let Prosecutor Dwayne Beach know that we no longer want them representing Emmett County if this is the stuff they do. Now, because of what they did, they managed to screw over Charlevoix County. All of this is on audio recording. Now, this is what happened. The prosecutor assured the informant's attorney that if he pleaded to this case, that he would not get prison time, that he was not seeking any prison time. Well, the informant is now in prison, and this is why. I have all of this on audio tape. Like I said, you're more than welcome to listen to it. Now, every criminal that's being sentenced has a pre-investigation report. They did a pre-investigation report on the informant, and the guidelines were 0 to 17 months. 0 to 17 months usually means you're not going to get prison time. You're most likely going to spend some time in county jail, maybe probation, something along that lines. That's what anybody else would have got. Anybody else would have got that. But because they had a personal vendetta, they did a second pre-investigation report. On the second pre-investigation report, they highlighted to the attorney the changes that they made. These changes allowed them to go outside of the guidelines and basically give the maximum time allowable by law. So instead of 0 to 17 months, the judge changed it from 17 months to 4 years in prison for a $63.79 crime. Judge Johnson, you need to step down. Now, unfortunately, you cannot prosecute Judge Johnson or Dwayne Beach. They're exempt from prosecution, but we can get the state to police department. Now, the attorney has assured me that the informant is filing an appeal, and because it will go in front of true judges that are doing their job, most likely this sentence is going to be overturned because it is outside the guidelines of what the crime called for. They went outside of the guidelines because they had a personal vendetta. We need to step up and tell them we are not paying hundreds of thousands of dollars because they have a personal vendetta. We need to stop this now. We need to tell Emmett County enough is enough. Just because we live in northern Michigan does not mean that you are exempt from the law. Just because you're a judge wearing a robe does not make you God. You do not set the guidelines, and you need to follow these guidelines. You don't change them because you've got a personal vendetta against somebody. Now, on this audio tape from his attorney, he states that when they changed this pre-sentence investigation report, it was either done by Dwayne Beach, the prosecutor, or the judge Johnson had them change the pre-sentence investigation report to allow them to sentence him to more time. This is a crock. Why would you do that just because you have a personal vendetta? Why would you cost the taxpayers hundreds of thousands of dollars because you've got a vendetta? We don't need you on the stand. You need to step down from that stand, Judge Johnson. Dwayne Beach, you need to remove yourself from office. We need to tell these people to get out of office. We need to get together and tell them enough is enough. Please forward this video on to anybody that you can think of. I want everybody in the United States to see what Emmett County court system does and how crooked they are when they have a personal vendetta against somebody. Because of a personal vendetta that a police officer had that is a state trooper, that they managed to do this. This was the 5th attorney that this informant had. Why 5 attorneys? They had to go out of Emmett County and get an attorney in Charlevoix County because nobody else would represent him. Why wouldn't they represent him? Why did it take 5 attorneys? Because none of the other attorneys wanted the case. All the other attorneys knew he was being railroaded. So they didn't want the case. So they had to go out of Emmett County to Charlevoix County to get an attorney to represent the informant. Now, this attorney thought, because the prosecuting attorney assured him that they were not seeking prison time, that everything was okay. Well, prosecutor Dwayne Beach lied to his attorney. He told him he was not seeking prison time, yet he did. Yet he had a second pre-investigation report done. Either he did or Judge Johnson, and on the audio tape it says if it was Judge Johnson, he would lose his job. We got no way of really proving that other than what's on this audio tape. But we don't need Judge Johnson in office. We don't need Dwayne Beach in office. We need to get them removed. So please email me if you'd like to hear this tape at crooked.judge@gmail.com. Again,